This is a Moza GS V2P wheel, a 300mm butterfly style rim that cost around $370 USD. It sits in Moza's mid-range lineup above the KS range but below the FSR wheel. Moza sent me this wheel for review, and since receiving it, I've put over 100 hours into testing and using it. In this video, I will be sharing all my experiences with you. As always, this is a completely independent review. That said, whether I'm biased or not, I will leave that up to you to decide. And please use my affiliate links if you want to support the channel, no extra cost for you. If you are in Australia, make sure to compare local retailer pricing before you buy. When I unboxed the wheel, the first thing that stood out was the forged carbon fiber material. The GS V2P uses a 5mm thick forged carbon fiber for both the frame and the faceplate. It doesn't just look premium, this material can genuinely improve on-track performance. The whole wheel feels very rigid, with basically no flex at all. Most of my testing was done on the R25 Ultra wheelbase, which, as the name suggests, can deliver up to 25 Nm. Thanks to the rigid structure, even in high-speed corners where the wheel is under heavy load, fine details like tire scrub, road texture, and the subtle grip changes come through clearly in my hand. And that actually matters, because it helps me stay aware of the tire condition and avoid oversliding. Otherwise, any flex in the wheel would act like a mechanical low-pass filter, smoothing out those fine high-frequency details. Another big advantage of a carbon fiber is its low weight. This wheel is noticeably lighter than my sim racing bay button box and a turn racing wheel combo, which I normally run on my SimiCube 2 Pro wheelbase. The first time I powered it on, I could immediately feel the GS wheel was more responsive. It reacts faster to what the wheelbase is outputting. That's because the reduced weight lowers the moment of inertia, and the lower inertia allows the motor to accelerate and decelerate the steering columns more precisely. The result is a crisper, more detailed feedback in my hand. This is especially noticeable on the R25 Ultra, which can output LFE haptic style feedback like engine vibration, changes in road texture, and gear shift jots. With this GS wheel, these subtle details come through more clearly. That said, the forged carbon material does have one downside. It can be a bit noisy. I will cover more about that later. One of the biggest changes since the first version of the GS series wheel is that the GS V2 now uses perforated microfiber leather grips rather than the Alcantara used in the original version. It's great to see Moza has listened to community feedback, as the Alcantara is prone to rapid wear when exposed to oil and sweat from your hands. The perforations is much more breathable, which is especially important during endurance races, where heat buildup can lead to grip instability. From a maintenance point of view, this material also reduces the need for racing gloves, although I do find the grips a bit too firm without them. That said, after more than 100 hours of use, I can confidently say the breathability is excellent and the overall is still very comfortable. Let's now take a closer look at the buttons and encoders. In total, you get 10 mappable RGB backlit buttons, 5 encoders, 2 joysticks, and 2 rotary thumb encoders that you can also press. Around the back, you have 2 pedal shifters and 2 clutch pedals, which you can reprogram as well. All of these controls are positioned ergonomically and are easy to reach for blind operation during intense racing. Moza also prints recommended mapping on the wheel, which makes setup much easier. Of course, you can remap everything if you want, but I personally find the recommended layout works perfectly for me. Or I'm just lazy. Starting with the 10 mechanical buttons, they are designed to provide a positive click with a distinct actuation point. Besides feeling satisfying to press, they also make accidental presses less likely during extreme movements. All 10 buttons have RGB backlighting, and you can customize their colors through the Moza Pit House software. For example, you can set a white for headlight flash and a red color for pit speed limit. Moving on to the encoders, you get 5 front-facing rotary encoders plus 2 thumb encoders. The front encoders are ideal for stepped settings like ABS and traction control, where the physical details provides immediate haptic confirmation. The thumb encoders located near the top of the grips are great for quick adjustment like brake biases or hybrid fuel mixture. They can also be pressed, functioning as a secondary button. However, to be honest, I do find them a bit stiff to rotate with my thumbs alone. On each side, you also get a dual 7-way joysticks, which are great for full menu navigation, looking around the cockpit, or managing multi-function displays without needing external peripherals. Now let's look at the back of the wheel. In total, there are 4 paddle shifters. The top pair are magnetic gear shifters. They feel sharp and provide a snappy tactile click. It's a nice feature, but at this price point, magnetic shifters are pretty much standard. The bottom set of pedals serve as a dual clutch system, which is especially useful for standing starts. You can hold both pedals at the start, then release one pedal to instantly drop the clutch to a predefined percentage or the bite point, and then gradually release the second pedal to optimize the traction without wheel spin. You can also configure these pedals in independent axis mode. For example, clutches on the left and the handbrake on the right, or button mode, where they function as a binary on and off switches. The GS wheel also has an RGB light strip at the top. Besides RPM, it can also be programmed to show tire traction status, giving you a visual cue that complements force feedback, and helps you react faster at the limit. And you also got this quick release, which I think is the best quick release on the market. It's based on the NRG style design used in real cars. Swapping wheel is easy. Just pull the collar, the wheel pops off, and then click a new wheel onto the wheelbase. At the same time, the quick release feels extremely solid, no flex at all. I believe the quick release used on this wheel is lighter than the previous version, which helps reduce overall weight and in turn lowers the moment of inertia for better responsiveness. I noticed the wheel produces a creaking or ticking sound while driving, especially under high torque load. Just for reference, my wheelbase is the R25 Ultra, which is capable of 25 Nm output, but I normally run it at 15 Nm. After a quick googling, it seems that this is a common issue, possibly caused by friction between the forged carbon housing and the connecting plastic parts. One solution is to loosen the screws on the back to allow the material to settle under neutral tension, then retighten them. It's not difficult to fix, but at this price point, I do think this kind of creaking shouldn't be there in the first place. Another small issue is also noise related. The magnetic paddle shifters can sound a bit loud, possibly because the wheel is carbon fiber, which is rigid and doesn't dampen sound much at all. It seems Moza used to include rubber stickers to help mute the sound, but I didn't find any in my box. Not sure if they are no longer included or if my package just missed them. Either way, any small rubber sticker works. Another drawback is that this wheel is only supported on PC, no console compatibility at all. At the time of filming, the only Xbox compatible option for Moza is the entry-level R3 bundle, and none of Moza's products are PlayStation compatible. I do really hope Moza secures console licensing in the future. After more than 100 hours, I'd say this is a strong choice if you are shopping for a mid-range GT wheel. The forged carbon material isn't just for looks. It makes the wheel feel rock solid, and that rigidity helps deliver details cleanly to your hands. The lightweight construction also makes it feel snappy and responsive. Comfort-wise, the perforated microfiber grips are a big upgrade over Alcantara, more breathable and easier to live with, though I do find them a bit firm if you drive without gloves. The number of inputs is another highlight. You get loads of buttons and encoders laid out ergonomically so you can reach them easily without looking. Plus, you also get dual clutch pedals for consistent standing start. But it's not perfect. The biggest drawback is the creaking noise on the load, likely caused by friction between carbon housing and the plastic parts. The magnetic pedals are also a bit loud, and is PC only in practice, no console support at all. So if you are a PC sim racer wanting a premium feeling GT wheel without spending FSR money, the GS V2P is a strong recommendation.